What I am about to tell you can reshape the entire balance of power in the Middle East. And if you ever read the signs very carefully, you will actually notice something unusual. This story is for geopolitical lovers. You're watching Times XP, it's me, Dhriti Yatri. America's closest Arab partners, they are stepping back. Iran is issuing warnings, and all of a sudden, a big question is echoing across global capitals. Is Donald Trump becoming isolated in the Middle East? Now, to understand this, we need to go deep into the matter. First of all, the call that shook Washington. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the King of Saudi Arabia, he picked up the phone and called Iran's president, Masoud Pezeshkian. Now, pause here for a second. Saudi Arabia and Iran are not really natural friends, right? For decades, they have backed opposite sides in the regional conflict. From Yemen to Syria to Lebanon, they represent rival visions of power in the Islamic world. So when Riyadh calls Tehran during a moment of rising military tension, it is never a routine call, it is strategy. It is signaling, it is geopolitics in motion. And you know what MBS really said? According to reports, Prince made things absolutely clear from his side at least. Saudi airspace will not be used to launch attacks on Iran. Let that sink in. No fighter jets, no bombers, no staging ground. For decades, US military planners assumed that Gulf partners would provide logistical support if a major conflict erupted. But this time the doors appears closed. And Saudi Arabia is not alone here. United Arab Emirates, another critical US security partner, is also signaling a lot of hesitation, and they don't want to be dragged into a direct confrontation. Let me translate this for you very interestingly. Well, the traditional war map of the Middle East is now shifting, and it is shifting really fast. But you know why these Arab states are hitting the brakes? Because they do understand something very, very simple. If a war breaks out with Iran, they will be the first targets. Not Washington, not New York, not London. Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, oil fields, airports, ports, everything. Iran possesses a vast arsenal of missiles and drones that are capable of striking across the Gulf within minutes. We have already seen glimpses of this capability. If you remember the 2019 attack on Saudi oil facility, which temporarily disrupted the global energy market, right? That was a warning shot, by the way. Leaders in the Gulf have not forgotten that. But wait, there is an even bigger fear: economic survival. These countries are trying to transform themselves. Saudi Arabia is building futuristic cities, opening its economy, reducing the oil dependency. The UAE is kind of positioning itself as a global finance and tourism hub. Wars could really destroy investors' confidence overnight. Billions can vanish, projects can stall, growth can collapse. So, from their perspective, neutrality is not weakness, it is economic self-defense for them. And for Iran, Tehran is not staying quiet either. Iranian officials have warned that any country assisting an attack will be treated as a participant in the war. In simple words, help the US and you become the next target. Now, this is classic deterrence. Iran is drawing a red line before missiles ever leave the ground. And now comes the bigger question: where does this leave Mr. Trump? If key Arab partners refuse to cooperate, if regional bases become politically sensitive, if airbase is denied, then America's operational flexibility, it shrinks dramatically. Military strategy depends on geography here, and geography depends on allies. Without them, even a superpower must rethink its option. So in the end, is this a breakup? Not exactly. The US still has deep security ties with Gulf nations, billions in defense deals, shared intelligence, joint exercises, but relationship in geopolitics, they are rarely emotional. They are transactional. And right now, the Arab leaders, they appear to be saying this to Mr. Trump: we will support stability and not escalation.